You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Annalisa Gale. Mark Hall has the evening off. Our top story right now, a happy reunion for a dog and his owner in Northeast Washington after a man with a stun gun took the dog there named Hendrix as he and his owner returned from a walk over the weekend. Our Randy Bass was there as the pair spent some of their first moments back together. Randy, how are they doing?
Yeah, Annalisa, certainly a heartwarming reunion for that dog and its owner. Police confirming new details to us just a few moments ago as they wrapped up a press conference. That dog's owner, Tiffany Worthy, says she's just happy to have her boy back home tonight after a lot of stress, and several $1,000s later, they've finally been reunited.
Relieved, thankful, blessed.
The 6-month-old French bulldog is back in his mom's arms. He was stolen from her Northeast DC doorstep after a man with a stun gun threatened to kill her if she didn't hand him over. The frightening footage spread on social media, and 3 days later, Tiffany Worthy got a direct message on Instagram.
She was asking for how much, to return him.
A woman claiming to have her dog wanted $900 to give him back.
She said that she received him by someone on the street, and she didn't know he was stolen until her grandmother said that this looks like the stolen dog.
After coughing up the cash and with the help of her private investigator and DC police, officers went to pick up the pup this morning.
I wasn't too much inquisitive with how she got him. Just wanted him back.
It's been a hard few months for Worthy. She lost another dog in the flood at District Dogs just a few months ago. Now, reeling from the stress of having her new dog, Hendrix, ripped from her arms.
I don't feel safe walking, in the community, period. I'm concerned being a DC resident, for my life, for his.
Yeah, DC police confirming to us just moments ago as they wrapped up that press conference. They are still very much searching for suspects in the case. As for the person who contacted Worthy about Hendrix over Instagram, we double-checked with police. That person at this point is not in custody, but they're not entirely cleared of wrongdoing. So this investigation still very much in the early stages. Annalisa?
Randy, yeah, definitely glad to see them back together. But how are these crimes involving stolen dogs being investigated by police and the Attorney General's office?
So how this typically works is these crimes are investigated and later prosecuted as property crimes. Though you may not feel like your dog or pet is just a piece of property, that is how they are considered under the law. They're then investigated just like any other robbery or theft here in DC. Police telling us, though, they are still offering a $10,000 reward for any suspects in the case. Live in Northeast, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Randy, thank you. All right, we'll get back to those top stories in just a few minutes, but it's a DMV first warn day as we keep an eye on the impacts of sub-freezing temperatures may bring. Now, taking a live look at Western Maryland right now. This is I-68 at Old Morgantown Road, where there's actually some snow on the ground that fell overnight and early this morning. And it looks like people are staying off the roads there, so that's good. If it's this cold, it can potentially be dangerous. Let's turn now to meteorologist Damon Matson. Damon, what can we expect for the rest of the evening?
Yeah, Annalisa, plain and simple, this cold is not done with us just yet. And you saw right there, back across some of the mountain locations in Western Maryland and West Virginia, where we've had our coldest temperatures, it's more of a winter wonderland as some of that snow did fall early today, and it fell quite a bit along the highest elevations. Now, snow, not really as much of a concern outside of a few flurries in Frederick and Montgomery counties earlier today. It's just been these cold temperatures combined with the wind that we are dealing with. Temperatures right now are cooler than they were earlier on, mostly in the 30s outside of southern Maryland, and we still have some wind that we are dealing with. Wind speeds around 15 to 25 miles an hour still. Now, this wind will calm down a little more just gradually as we go into the overnight hours, but while we still have even just a little bit of wind in place, that wind chill is the main issue here, as it's feeling more like it's in the 20s already in DC and along I-95, and it's feeling like it's in the teens already back across the Shenandoah Valley and into the Allegheny front. And folks, yes, the wind may be calming down, but the other thing that's dropping here, the temperatures. As we go into the night tonight, all of us will be falling into at least the 20s, and many of us could end up in the teens by early tomorrow morning. And you factor in the wind chill to go along with that, it's going to feel downright cold, at least into the start of the day on Wednesday. Now, we have these cold temperatures to deal with, but we'll be talking about a warm up and much more as we head into the later portion of the week. That's coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
Sounds good, Damon. Thank you. And look who it is. Meteorologist Scott Sumner joining us right now from the Georgetown waterfront. And Scott, I see you got the scarf, the gloves, all the things you need right now.
The frigid air is here, at least just for one day. Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Scott Sumner here in the Georgetown waterfront area. And if it wasn't for the wind, my goodness, it'd be cold, but it wouldn't be this brutal out here across the region. I actually looked up and checked a couple things, and you'd have to go back to about mid-March for it to feel this cold. So that was about 8 months ago. As my cameraman Matt, he pans off a little bit here, you can see the ruffles of waves along the Potomac this evening. And yeah, it is windy all over the place. I have seen a couple of die-hard runners and joggers and even a few walkers out here, but very, very few and far between. So let's get to a graphic here, and this is the coldest yearly temperatures I checked over the last 3 years, so dating back to 2020, 21, and 22. You can see the numbers on your screen. In D.C., it got down to 9 degrees in 2020. The coldest temperature recorded here. Kind of feels like that right now. In the Sterling, it was 7 degrees in 2020, and in Martinsburg in 2021, it was 9 degrees. So yeah, a lot of cold air. It feels like those type of temperatures because the wind is out here howling at about 20 to 25 miles an hour, as you just heard Damon talking about in the studio. We'll be back in a little bit, in about a half an hour or so from the waterfront, and talk more about this Arctic air coming up.
All right, Scott, thank you. Well, in Virginia, the search continues for a suspect in a deadly shooting in Prince William County. It happened on Wharf Lane in Triangle, Virginia, back on November 14th. Police say 27-year-old Tyus Terrell shot 26-year-old Quatrail Smalls. Smalls died of his injuries at a hospital. Police say the victim and the suspect did know each other. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to an arrest. And over in Maryland and Montgomery County, 1 student is in the hospital and 3 others are in police custody after a fight broke out at Springbrook High School. According to a school official there, 4 students were caught fighting. A 17-year-old student was cut on the head and sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No other students were injured in that fight. The 17-year-old who allegedly cut the other has been charged with first-degree assault and is awaiting a bond hearing. 2 other students are charged with second-degree assault. Over back to the district now. It's dealing with record numbers when it comes to some form of crime. But one organization hopes to improve that through a job fair. The D.C. Armory hosting today's Jobs Not Guns program. Our Dave Laval joining us live from the Armory now. Dave, how was it?
Well, good afternoon to you, Annalisa. We can tell you the program wrapped up here about an hour ago. Organizers told us if they can get just one person to avoid gun violence here in the district, they've been successful. Agencies like DC Police took part in the 10th ever Jobs Not Guns program. It's among the several dozen public and private groups that are looking to hire people. Organizers told us companies doing business in the district also provide job training, vocational, and apprenticeship programs, along with support services. Those combined, organizers say, will help people around the district and lead to a drop in gun violence around the city. 18-year-old Liana Lewis is looking for a job to improve her life and the life of her 2-year-old daughter. Lewis told us she's lost friends to guns and supports the program.
A lot of people don't get this type of chance to better themselves. People always downgrade them, degrade them, and it's wonderful to have people that care that will help you.
Organizers told us they're already planning the next event. We're live at the D.C. Armory. Dave Laval, D.C. News Now.
And Dave, you talked about this being an annual event. What else do we know about the history of this program?
Well, what we can tell you is that this program started back in 2021 as a way to expand on Mayor Muriel Bowser's efforts to reduce gun violence around the district.
All right, Dave, thank you. Well, later tonight, Ward 1 Council member Brianna Doe is hosting a town hall with the new D.C. Police Chief, Pamela Smith. Smith will share her plan for policing and her plan as well for allocating resources in Ward 1. The town hall is being hosted at the D.C. Housing Finance Agency in Northwest Washington. You can also live stream that meeting. It starts at 6:30 p.m.